You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Chance Theater for the West Coast premiere of Claudio Quest. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
I'm Bo Bryans. So I'm an actor. I play Claudio in Claudio Quest at the Chance Theater. I live up in Santa Monica, and this past year I've been doing movies. I just shot a movie in Minnesota called Zero Tolerance and a movie called Speak Now that I just wrapped doing, and right now I'm playing Claudio at Claudio Quest. Claudio's like your classic perfect hero. Everyone expects the world of him, and he expects the world of himself. And in this show, for the first time ever, for some reason, I'm not going to spoil it, but he can't deliver. And that sort of starts to break his mental psyche, and he sort of struggles his way through the game and struggles with his identity of who he is and what it means to really be a hero.
When I went through the piece, originally I thought you were very two-dimensional. You're acting. But actually, as the show went on, you actually started developing more shape, because you actually start talking more about psychology. You started talking more about confidence. Mm-hmm. You started actually becoming more of a real human being. Was that coincidence, or was that designed?
Yeah, no, that was by design. So the goal of this production, you're taking these characters that everybody knows, everybody thinks they know at least, these classic iconic heroes and things, and you sort of take it from a 2D space to a 3D space, and sort of you think like, wow, I never really thought about that before. I never thought, what it would really be like to have all these expectations on your shoulders and have these feelings. And so I think Claudio, it's easy for him to start out and to stay in the stasis and really sort of play that role of the hero. But even then, he's playing that part. You know what I mean? He's playing that for the rest of the citizens, and he's playing that for his brother, and he's playing that for the princess. And so, it was sort of by design in that at the top of the show, you see the character he's playing, and then as he starts to lose that confidence, all those layers are sort of peeled away, and you start to see a really conflicted character.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Oh man, they should just come with an open mind. It's kind of a mind-blowing show. It's like a video game. You expect to see like something like a classic Super Mario Brothers or Pac-Man, and it sort of starts off at level 10, and then it just sort of keeps going and ends up at level 11, and yeah, lots of high-powered singing, lots of great music, lots of dancing. I will do a lot of running and jumping and flexing and jumping on bad guys' heads, which is a great thing.
I really enjoyed your performance tonight. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this was a blast.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Monica Pena. I've been working with the Chance Theater for about 3 years. Started here at In the Heights. Before then, I've been a dancer and doing musical theater within the community.
And which character did you play?
I was Princess Fish. Princess Fish is not your typical princess. She is somebody who likes to go on her own adventures and not be left behind. She says that she can think out of the box and she can do things a new way, and she likes to bring a fiery spirit to the quest.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
You should expect to see a video game world come to life, 3D versus 2D. It has amazing 8-bit music, and it's just a flashback from the typical 80s video games that you know and love. We trained really hard. As I mentioned during the talkback, we did a lot of conditioning, physically, vocally, breathing techniques, just to make sure that we were on point on our game to be as much of a triple threat as we could possibly be.
Yeah, I'm actually told that there's like 3 ways to learn. One is visual, one is audio. A third way that I've never really thought a whole about is movement. Yeah. So in this entire thing, I bet, do you actually feel you were learning just by the movement? I'm doing something wrong just because I know I'm moving it wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. This whole show really focuses on safety as it is, so you have to be aware of your physicality. So if you are at a place, you do learn that you need to be aware of your body, aware of your space, aware of other people, have your peripheral vision always intact. And it was definitely a process learning how to be that much aware.
Well, first of all, I thought you did a very good job singing and dancing and moving. I really enjoyed myself tonight. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Great, thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
Claudio Quest will be playing at Chance Theater from January 27th to February 26th. For more information, go to www.chancetheater.com. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Odyssey Theater for the world premiere of Debussy, His Letters, and His Music, starring Julia McGinnis. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Julia McGinnis.
Great. Could I get a brief bio? Or...
A bio?
yeah, sure.
Oh, well, it's very long ago. Oh my God, well, my first performance was the little kid in Madame Butterfly, and I was 3. And then, so I was on the opera stage in the Thingabela. I got all the kids' roles in opera in New York. And then after that, I was working, in my teenage years, I started to sing. I sang with Bernstein. Then with Giancarlo Menotti, he directed me, and so I was still a teenager. And then I was in Fiddler on the Roof. I did the original production of Fiddler. I played Hodel. After that, I went to Vienna and decided I'll just sing opera. Stayed there for 10 years, then had a career also in Germany, in London, and then I went to the Met Opera and sang the Lulu, Mahagoni, Pagliacci, and like that. I sang there. And then I had 2 kids, so I decided, well, I better not be away a long time with opera. So I just did lots of concerts after that. So, yeah.
And again, what piece did you do today?
This was Debussy and His Letters and His Music.
I love this. First of all, Debussy, obviously, I enjoy his music,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize how expressive, how passionate of a writer he was.
Yeah. This is why I'm doing the show, because I started reading his letters and I said, this must not remain secret. This, I hope that people will enjoy it as much as I do. He was brilliant, witty, fabulously funny, and his life was of so many ups and downs, and he was a true genius. He fought the systems single-handedly, actually.
First of all, I love the music. I love the Debussy music. It was enough that basically a non-musical audience would still enjoy it, still enjoy the stage piece, and still appreciate the music.
Yeah, I was hoping for that. So I really included, there was much I could have included that had to do with for musicians, but I just included a little bit because, and what I do say is very important, but it still is something that an audience who is not musicians and would like it anyway because it's interesting. So it stays to be witty, light, and the music is gorgeous.
I really enjoyed your singing, but actually you didn't sing that much. I enjoyed your storytelling, very expressive. But again, it was rather unusual that you didn't sing that much.
Because it's rather unusual that I talk that much. It's, you have to re-vocalize your voice. So I chose songs where I didn't have to re-vocalize, and also that did not break the arc. So I sing just enough to show one that intimate passion that he had, that delicacy and the beauty and the, really, really wonderful music. And I think that will give a normal audience a taste, because if I think I sang more for an audience that's not gone to, concert halls, I might bore them after a while, but that's sort of just enough.
Yeah, I did notice that. I noticed you connected with the audience, and they stayed with you all the way through the beginning of his life, all the way to the end.
I'm happy about that. I didn't know what was going to happen. And that's my purpose, to really have them stay with me, to really know Debussy and to love, his music and to enjoy his genius.
Yeah, this may be a side note, but actually I found it very educational too. I think students, musical students, people who just are interested in, say, documentaries, they would love this also.
Oh, yeah. I think so. Musical education is taken from the schools. And, this would be hard for a little kid, but anybody who's a little bit, a young adult would really get something rich. And also, I believe it would validate within themselves their own art. Stick to it. Do your art. Don't try to be like everybody else. Really, what you believe and what you hear and what you feel, do that and dare to do it. And I think that is also the lesson there a bit, So it's encouraging.
Yeah, one thing I also like to compliment you on, because I'm a radio guy.
Okay.
Basically, there was no need for visuality here. It was a very descriptive. Basically, it was your voice that described the entire scene, described the ocean, described the sickness, described all the tension. I thought it was wonderful.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really appreciating that. Really, really, because I had no idea if anybody would, feel it.
Once again, I love the piece. I love the music. Thank you very much for being on the show.
I am so happy to be here. Thank you, and I'm glad to meet you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Manuel Arellano. I studied solo piano in my undergraduate degree. I got a collaborative piano master's, which means accompanying singers. And I met Julia through a friend from Cal State Long Beach.
So you're basically accompanying her, playing Debussy and other pieces, correct?
Yes.
Question. I'm always fascinated by musicians, especially pianists. When did you start playing the piano anyway?
When I was 9 years old, and I'm 29 now, so I've been doing it 20 years.
That's fascinating. So basically, you actually just started playing the piano at 9, and I assume you weren't like the people playing, Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? You were actually probably playing pretty classical pieces at that time.
I started out pretty simple, but I progressed pretty fast, I guess. I've been told.
So Debussy was also a piano prodigy himself. He actually, I believe, started playing the piano when he was like 10 or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I have a friend who was a musician. Again, he would practice 6 hours a day. Then he would start composing for a couple hours. Then he would actually lay track for a couple. He's alone for like 8 to 10 hours a day. Nobody is around him.
Right. Yeah. Actually, that's kind of the plight of a lot of solo musicians. But so that's actually part of why I went into accompanying, because I get to work with other people, work with singers, and much more rewarding, I think.
Great. So how did you get into Debussy anyway?
I got into Debussy through Claire de Lune, actually. My mom, my grandparents loved that piece, and so my mom always tried to learn it for my dad or for my grandfather, and she never was able to learn it. And so when I started playing the piano, she really wanted me to learn it, and I did.
For a piece like this, how long will it take?
I mean, it depends on your skill level, but it shouldn't really take a year. Maybe if you're learning like a crazy Rachmaninoff concerto or something, but I'd say like a piece like Claire de Lune for a pretty advanced pianist should take maybe a week, I would say. But I mean, to do it really well, of course, the longer you live with it, the better you can do it. So
why did you decide to do this anyway?
It just seemed like a wonderful opportunity. I got to work with the amazing Julia McGuinness. I love Debussy, and I loved the letters. They're just so fun and interesting, and he's such a witty guy. So I just love to be part of this.
Well, again, I love your playing. I thought you were fantastic.
Thank you very much.
I've always respected the musicians in theater. Because again, to be an actor, again, I'm not taking anything away from an actor. They're very skilled. A lot of competition, but a lot of people can't become actors. Musician, how many people wake up at 9 years old and actually have talent? There's so few people like that. That's why I'm always impressed whenever I meet musicians.
Well, I'm really glad that you're impressed. That makes you feel good.
Again, I thought you were fantastic tonight.
Thank you.
No sour notes or anything like that. So very well polished.
I'm glad you didn't hear any.
All right, well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Debussy, His Letters, and His Music, starring Julia McGuinness, will be playing at the Odyssey Theater from February 10th to March 11th. For more information, go to www.odysseytheater.com. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Theater West for the world premiere of Family Only. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Arden Teresa Lewis. I direct plays. And right now I'm directing Family Only by Daryl Vineyard.
What drew you to this play? Why did you decide to do this?
Oh, I had seen it on Monday nights. The actors have been working on it with Daryl directing it. And I got fascinated by the lead character and his conflict. That he suddenly comes into money and then his whole family comes after him for it. And I wanted to explore that.
I love this piece. I thought it was fantastic because it was about a real family. I mean, it hit so many nerves in me.
You are not the only one. The lobby conversations have been amazing on this piece. It's just people start talking about their families or a black sheep of their family or a person in their family that caused problems or, when do you give, when do you enable, when do you not? I mean, it really, everyone has had some kind of connection to their own family story. It's been really interesting talking to people about it.
I always ask this of directors because I feel that casting and the story is like 90% of the play. What do you look for in your casting? And actually, this one is important too because it's almost like they're co-writers.
Interesting. I would say that I was handed this cast. I mean, I saw it develop on Mondays because I help run the Monday nights, so I know them all for years. But except for Roger Cruz, who plays the father, I auditioned him and chose him. But everyone else had already been working on it, and they took me on as their director. So it was kind of a role rehearsal there. And but they went with it, and we've worked really well together. And the writer, I don't know that they were co-writers, but the writer watched their work and did adapt lines here and there for them, and it's been wonderful.
Again, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it, first of all, again, it was a very raw piece. I kind of look at it as like, you know these straight sitcoms of the 50s where there's like this boring great father and all. Well, he would always have this goofy friend who was really funny, but he'd be kind of a loser, and he'd be kind of like,
I feel like this was the loser.
That was
the loser was the lead.
Exactly.
The loser becomes the lead of the play. It's true. It is so true. If that loser goes out and has children by several different women and then has to raise them, what does he do? What is he left with if one of them actually makes good? It's absolutely true.
But also, it kind of had the feeling of a 50s sitcom because of an 80s, because a 50s sitcom, because it was kind of like, I wouldn't say it was a happy ending, but there was a lot of closure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is good because we didn't want this happy, perky ending. We wanted to work against that 50s feel. It's true. It does have that kind of a sitcom setup, and then we go in this weird direction with it. So that is true. The audience brings in that idea, that premise. It's in our brains, that sitcom premise. So you're right. You're absolutely right.
Once again, I really love the piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Daryl Vineyard. I'm the playwright of Family Only.
Question, why did you decide to write this piece?
Why? How much time do you have, Ashton? I had a friend, the Will character, the lead, and his father, and they had that story that you see up on stage is basically their story, and I felt like I had an idea for something and I wanted to tell his story. I tried writing it for about a year and it didn't come out, and at the same time there were problems in my family, and I felt I had a story with my family, that there were people that were getting divorced and financial ruin, and I even had a family member that was getting arrested and going to jail. It was a mess, and I tried writing that story and that didn't come out. That took about a year, and so I combined my friend's story with my family story, and this is what happened on stage. I don't know, Ashton, if that answers your question, but...
So question, if this was semi-autobiographical, which character were you?
Well, I'd probably be more the Will character, seeking the approval of his father. You always want to hear every father, you want to hear your father say that they're proud of you, and it's not so hard with my dad. He's pretty good about it, but he can be difficult. But no, I identify with I think every character up on stage. There's a little bit of me in all of them.
I really love the piece. I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, really. Because basically it was like very realistic in many senses. It was bittersweet. In the end, it worked. I liked the ending. It was kind of, it had closure to it, even though it wasn't a typical 50s sitcom where it was just icky sweet. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you. It's tough. I rewrote the play several times. There were some endings where Andrea, she didn't find a place to live. Nobody in the family took her in. I didn't like that. I think there was an ending where I had her move in with Brenda and her father, despite the fact that they knew that they were going to break. Anyway, just to make a long story short, for me, there was a section there where Will said, if I do nothing, then what I said just now has no meaning. And so that, when he came out with that scene and he talked about take care of me, it finally hit him that it wasn't just take care of me, it was take care of the whole family. And so I'm glad you found it bittersweet, not treacly, not too sweet.
Once again, I love the performance. I thought it was fantastic. Big recommendations for everybody, especially if they have some kind of family. You'll love it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure, and I'm glad you came out, and I'm glad you liked the show. Thank you, Ashton.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Roger Kent Cruz. Well, I'm a member of Theater West, 18 years, and I'm currently in a production called Family Only by Darrell Vineyard, and I play Walter, the father, in this production. Walter's a desperate man, loves to make jokes, laughing on the outside, but he's dying on the inside because he's a failure as a businessman, as a salesman. He doesn't listen. So for Walter, I think what Walter's about is the price we pay for not paying attention, for not listening. And Walter doesn't listen to his own children, to his own wife. He just has all these ideas and he wants to go and be a success at whatever cost. So that's the price he pays. He almost loses his family.
You remind me of my father. I loved your character, but you remind me of my father.
Oh, really? Yeah, there's a moment in the end, near the end of Act 2, the end of the play, where Walter, my character, says to his son, Will, you know, a father's not supposed to compare himself to his son. It's supposed to be the other way around. And that line really gets me because it reminds me of my father, who wanted to be a classical guitarist, but it didn't happen for him. So he had to take manual labor jobs and things like that. So yeah, that line, my father always comes up in me, and it's a pretty easy line to deliver.
Question: how would you compare your character with, say, Death of a Salesman, Willie Loman, as that character?
Oh, pretty close. I mean, cousins, probably neighbors at least. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Loman and Walter, they're dreamers.
Yeah, it's very unfair for me to say, well, you know, obviously, which is better? Death of the Salesman is obviously the better one. I don't know why they say they'd have to say that, right? Because it's a classical piece. But I really liked your piece. In fact, maybe it's because I've seen Death of a Salesman so many times, but I really like the way you deliver it. I like because in Death of the Salesman, his character didn't change that much. Your character did change, and it revealed a lot of things. So, can I don't know how I can't say I liked your character better, but I really liked your character.
Well, thank you. It's the writing. It's the writing's there. It's on the page, and you have great writing and a great director. And so, you know, it's easy to play different layers of a character. That's why I don't like TV shows. Nobody changes. They're pretty much the same for 10 years. You know. So, but yeah, this character is pretty complex. And yeah, Willie Lomas is kind of a flat line. But this guy, Walter, at the end admits, you know, he's wrong. His son is really the one who has the brains and has the courage and the commitment and persistence to follow his dreams. So yeah, that takes a lot from Walter to admit that he's not the boss or businessman he thinks he always has been. So yeah.
Once again, I loved your performance. I put it up there with Death of a Salesman, at least for me personally.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Tell your friends.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Ann Leiden. I play Andrea in Darrell Vineyard's play Family Only. The last time you interviewed me was for Leslie Cavaney's One Woman Gone Wrong, and I've been a member here for a long time. My character is wounded, and Andrea is doing the best she can in life, trying to take care of herself and her daughter.
I've actually seen you in a few pieces. I've never seen you as the anti-hero, the villain before. You played this one beautifully. I just loved your character.
Thank you. As an actor, it's an actor's dream to get to be able to portray the villain of the piece, the one that doesn't really have cohesive coming forth. So it was a lot of fun.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They should expect to see a slice of life of family. Everybody that we've spoken to, both critics, interviewers, audience members alike, have mentioned how know, oh wow, that's my family up there, or I have an aunt like that, or my cousin behaves that way, or my sibling. So they'll be able to see themselves and laugh and cry at themselves.
First of all, I saw myself in a few pieces like that, and that, I don't know how that made me feel, but it did make me feel good at times. But I just love the way you guys presented. I love the piece, and I loved your acting in it.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much.
Thank you once again for being on the show. Hi, my name is Ashley Marcus. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Riley Ray Baker. I'm from Texas, San Antonio, Texas. I went to school in New York City and moved out to LA to be an actor. I've been in LA for about 4.5 years, and I also play music. I sing and songwrite. I kickbox, and I like to stay, busy doing a lot of different things other than obviously acting. Because as actors, we want to be as interesting as human beings as we can. So therefore, we're more interesting actors. So yeah, I'm honored to be a part of this production that we're doing right now at Theater West called Family Only. And you must have just seen it then. Were you here? Okay, very cool. I play a character named Nikki. Nikki is a very kind, patient person, but she's the backbone of the family. She kind of pushes Will to move forward with his life because he can be a bit of like a procrastinator, a bit of an overthinker. So I view Nikki as being very kind, very patient because she's a preschool teacher. She loves kids and she wants kids so bad, but she is very strong. She is the spine of the family, and she's the light of kind of this crazy family that Will has put her in. She kind of brings the solace, brings the hope, brings the peace, brings the love.
I really liked the performance, and I loved your performance too.
Thank you. Thank you.
I kind of look at, in the old sitcoms in the 50s where like you had this kind of this straight guy who was the father.
Yeah.
And he was very boring because he was always so good, but he would always have this best friend who was kind of goofy, kind of a loser, and he would hate his wife or something, have a terrible life. That's the story. This is a story about that guy.
Yeah. Don't tell Will you said that, though. He probably doesn't think that. He doesn't know. He's looking at me right now. He's like...
Once again, I really love your performance. I thought you were fantastic.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for coming and supporting theater. Get as many people as you can here.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with...
I'm Diane Travis, and I'm in Family Only, and I play Amanda, the grandmother and the great-grandmother, and I'm having a great time. It's a wonderful play, wonderful cast, wonderful crew, wonderful writer, and wonderful director. So come see us. Okay.
I really loved your performance. I thought you were fantastic. You were kind of the rock in there, but also I liked the way you played the elderly character, because it's like a lot of millennials nowadays move back in. Is it just expected that you just take them in? I mean, that's just normal. You take your kids back in?
No, I don't. Well, that's just how it is right now. Things are expensive out there, so I guess that's what it is. But anyway, I'm so glad you came.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Family Only will be playing at Theater West from February 10th to March 19th. For more information, go to www.theaterwest.org.